So welcome to our special meeting of council in person and live streamed electronically, Thursday, April 27th, 2023. Opening of our meeting is our land acknowledgement. The council and staff of the Township of Montague acknowledge that this sacred land on which the Township of Montague is now located and this meeting is being held is the ancestral and unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe Nation. I'll ask for a moment of silence, please. Thank you. So the adoption of our agenda, moved by Councillor Abbas, seconded by Councillor Crabtree, that the special meeting of council agenda dated April 27th, 2023 be approved as presented. All in favor? And that's carried. If you have a disclosure of interest, declare it now or at any time during our meeting. There are no minutes of our previous meeting. There are no business arising from previous minutes of our previous meeting. No delegations or deputations. So the first is our report of municipal officers.
Thank you, Reeve. So in front of you this evening is a report about the purchase of a pickup truck. At our April 18th meeting, it was approved for staff to go out and receive pricing from a minimum of 5 dealerships. We did contact more than 5 dealerships. Some we didn't have a response from, or they wouldn't provide something in writing based off the fact that the vehicle may not be available. So even the vehicles that are presented this evening may not be available based on some of the exceptional pricing and incentives that are out there for anybody that has a 2022 remaining from the previous year. And even some of the 2023s have big incentives on right now. So this is kind of a process outside of tendering or going to RFP. But we feel that we did receive very competitive pricing based on other municipalities that went to tender that received pricing of 56,000 plus and only had maybe 2 people even submit pricing. So we kind of had a variation and are able to look at what we need. The main requirements that we were looking for was a crew cab, air conditioning for health and safety purposes, and it's nice to have. 4-wheel drive and a towing capacity. So we did receive pricing from a number of organizations, keeping in mind again that some of these vehicles may not be available if approved by council. So it may be best for us, if council approves or agrees, that we kind of have an upset limit set so that even if these aren't available, that staff could proceed to purchase a vehicle and not have to come back with another report. As far as the vehicles presented, we're looking for best value.
I'll open it to questions.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think whatever upper value you want to have, if you want to have it at 55 or 57, looks like that's kind of what that range is as far as that goes. I think that's fine. I think also, like, if we want to go into some of the accessory options, I know I talked about, the reason why I threw a van out there is because when we were talking about it, that's always awkward on Zoom, but it was just like looking at, we have 2 trucks that have like the same trucks out there right now with the toolbox in the back, which is fantastic. But I wonder, is there, and there was another suggestion thrown out there about having like either another truck, the other truck might have the tunnel cover or a like a cab on the back, just to be like, because it's like, I always think of like, okay, we already have 2 of the same thing, so like, should we make sure, could there be an advantage of making sure we have something that has another option that, you know, is better for storage or better for carrying? So I don't know what Steve thinks of going that route, or if it's just good to have the toolboxes. I mean, I don't work in public works, but anyways, it's just sort of the thought process behind that. But yeah.
Okay, so with that, and that's in the report, that's why we're kind of asking for that additional 5,000 to suit it, to get the lights put on it and those type of things. And then look at potential options, because I think there'd be times where maybe the cap would be very useful and then times it's not, which we can take a cap off. But we'd want to see what the price is on the cap as well. So if it's within that range and we can get everything suited for 5,000, we could absolutely get a cap that we can take on and off depending on what we're utilizing it for. Because sometimes I think it would be almost in the way, and then sometimes it might be really useful. So in that type of circumstance, but that's why we're requesting the $5,000 extra. It was similar to the purchase of the F-150 last year. They came in at a total of just over 59,000.
Yeah.
Jim?
The $5,000 you want extra, so that's what you're talking about is a cap. Does the truck that you're looking at now already have running boards on it? Or is that
None
going to
of
be
them
another
did.
$1,500 for them?
Yeah, the running boards would be extra.
The extra. As far as the cap goes, when I put mine on my truck, it was $2,200. Mine's a 6-foot box. I'm not sure if these are 4 foot or 6 foot that you're getting. Or 5.5 or so. Yeah, okay. But that just gives you an idea. And that was without tax, so.
Gerald?
I like the pricing. The pricing on the 2022, since we have basically no wish for resale value. I think if you guys can utilize that and use the extra money on whatever else that you need it for, I think that would be the best bang for your buck. And you know, the Dodge is, in this case, tried tested engine. You know everything about it. You've probably driven one in the past. So if those are available, I think it's a great idea.
So do we leave it at this, or do we put in case this was?
Yeah, so I think we're still looking to go for vehicle 1 if it's available, with an additional 5,000 budgeted for add-ons, and then in the event that vehicle 1 is not available, staff proceed. I think what council was kind of saying, proceed to purchase up to a maximum of 57.
57 plus your 5, right?
Yeah.
Plus the 5 for
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I see vehicle 1 is Canada. Would the Dodge dealership, like the local Dodge dealership, not match the price, or?
So we can't discriminate as per the OREG for location of a dealership, so we can't do that. And also back in 2019, there was an issue with a purchase of a 3-ton, so one of the local dealerships will not even provide pricing to us.
No.
Yeah.
And a lot of the vehicles, the way it's done, it has nothing to do with the vehicles, the VIN number and what the value of the vehicle is. They all have a number they can play with, and they're giving her the bare bones price is what they're giving her, because it's a cash sale as opposed to us going through financing and everything else. But there's really, it's whatever they happen to have on the lot, unless you're doing a specific order. And then they all have basically the exact same numbers they can throw at it. And
So for example, Morgan, vehicle number 7, the Dodge from Hinton, is actually a black. Like it has a lot more options. It has heated seats, heated steering wheel, heated. But that might be the lowest option truck that they have available. Because we did say that was one of our things. We said we need it that it's available on the lot today
Right.
for us.
And Jim?
I was just gonna say, and as far as getting a price like you got here and then phoning somebody back up and seeing, can you match it? That's not a good business, not at all.
No.
I've been in business and it's not the way to do something.
Right.
We were happy with the pricing we received. We think it's competitive and hopefully some of these vehicles are still available.
I'm sure there
Any further questions? Okay, so moved by Councillor Crabtree and seconded by Deputy Reeve Carroll, that council approve the purchase of vehicle 1 presented this date with an additional 5,000 budget for the purchase of add-ons, and that in the event vehicle 1 is not available, staff proceed to purchase a vehicle with an upset limit of 57,000, and that the truck be funded from the 2022 surplus. All in favor? And that's carried. Okay, and we have a report now by Steve.
I like when Peter was here. That was nice to get to see. Thank you, Reeve. So the report before you is in regards to McGuire Road widening. The recommendation by staff is that the clerk administrator and Reeve be directed to enter into an agreement with Mr. John McGuire for widening McGuire Road. There's 550 meters on the north side of the road and about 250 meters on the south side, which would be donated as part of this agreement. The additional cost with this would be the surveying, the engineering for the design, hydro, and then legal costs on top of that. It's all included in the report. This was all budgeted as part of 2023 in there. Mr. John McGuire came forward to the township last year before budget and offered this. Staff moved forward. We went back and forth on the agreement, trying to get everything that is before you guys tonight. It's been approved by our legal team and kind of Mr. McGuire as well. He's satisfied with everything in this agreement. There is 5 entrances that he has requested. 2 of them are existing and 3 are farm access ones. Not an issue on Public Works discretion for where these will go. He's happy to meet with myself on site and go over where an approved location will be, so he's not stating where they have to be. And everything else is kind of contingent upon this agreement. So hydro, we have received pricing. Surveying, we received. Everything is contingent until we have a signed agreement. So once we have that, we'll tomorrow we'll be moving forward, trying to get all this started and wrapped up as soon as we can to get these safety improvements done. So that's that agreement is attached to the report, and if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I'll open up for questions, comments.
Sure, I just want to say, like, thanks, Steve, for working on this. I mean, it's great that Mr. McGuire is coming back and talking with us. We've had past councils and staff take stabs at that, and it's kind of fallen through the cracks, and it looks like you've been staying on it, and this is something that, you know, another one of those things in the last 15, 20 years that people have talked about, and now it's being in action. So I think that's a huge kudos to you, and also thank you to Mr. McGuire for sticking with us, and we know that he wants to do this too as well. The people on the road want that, so it's great, and I think we're now on the right track, and I look forward to the next steps of it too as well. So kudos, it's really good.
We'll see. Thanks.
Anything else? Okay. Authorized to enter into a land donation agreement with Mr. John McGuire. All in favor? And that's carried. So we have no reports of committees, petitions, bylaws, notice of motion or notice of motion, correspondence, action item, information item, no unfinished business or other business because it's a special meeting. Any questions of our audience? No? Any questions on it? No? Okay. So moved by Councillor Kenny and seconded by Councillor Abbas that bylaw 3985/2023, a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at its special meeting held on Tuesday, April 27th, 2023, be read a first, second, and third time and passed, signed, and sealed this 27th day of April, 2023. All in favor? And that's carried. And moved by Councillor Abbas, seconded by Councillor Crabtree, that council adjourn the special meeting of April 27th, 2023 at 6:14 p.m. until May 2nd, 2023 at 6 p.m. or at the call of the chair. All in favor? And that's carried. Thank you.